Whew. Hey y'all, what's going on? What is going on? Listen, now y'all, I always think I can't, it can't be another bitch to outdo the last filthy ass mama who may have done something to her children or whatever. But it's always a dirty bitch that's waiting, just in tow. I'm waiting for my chance to be the next funky hoe or the next murderous ass bitch ass mama. So, and I know y'all done seen by the title what it's about. Basically, the gist of it is that this bitch in Texas killed her two infant sons because they were crying. And basically, this is not a thing like she done it, which really doesn't make any difference. Not, yeah, I mean, this bitch, and let me add that the bitch is pregnant with her fourth child, and this is how it went. Basically, they didn't write a whole lot, but the gist of it is this: on Tuesday, she was jailed on murder charges related to the deaths that occurred separately. One was in April 2011, and the second one was in June. Excuse me, y'all. So, bitch, really, I mean, y'all, and apparently this bitch, like I said, is pregnant with her fourth child. This what, again, and I know people gonna be like, it's not always science, because I've had people to write me and be like, much love, I've heard you say, well, family, if you see science, this and that and other. And I understand that. I'm sure some motherfuckers that just snap out of the blue, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like, I always feel like there is one little twerky ass thing, you know what I mean, that they did, whether it be they buying dog food and they don't have a dog or some shit like that. I don't know. But I'm like, after the first baby died, and this is where I feel like the children's services and this and that and other, and family members and all of that are faulty as hell. After the first one died, I'm trying to figure the fuck out, because they said it came from, they died from head trauma. Clearly, because when you have a little child, like, they gonna want to know why this baby died. You know what I'm saying? Like, clearly when you realize that it's head fucking trauma, when the fuck you gonna lock this bitch up? I at least find out who been around her child. Like, for real. So apparently she killed this one and wasn't shit said, and then she had a chance, which this other baby could have lived. All of it is bad, but this bitch again, cause this child didn't cry, funky ass bitch. Babies cry when they're hungry. Sometimes, bitch, feed them. If something's wrong with them, sometimes they just cry because they just want to be held. I mean, a whole lot of reasons, bitch. How the fuck? I mean, so the baby cried, and you gonna kill him. So, bitch, if you was, let me just, this scenario. If you out eating and you a bitch that don't have children, and a table over, they have a child, and this baby cried, bitch, did it just kick up in you and make you want to just say, I'm gonna kill that motherfucking child for crying? Are you really serious, bitch? Like, Lord, y'all, I don't know what to say. This is the same shit every time. I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't know what to say because I don't understand this kind of thing. I don't understand why a motherfucker would do some shit like this. The baby cried, hold it, see what's going on. These motherfuckers want to lay up, screw this and that and other, and have babies and don't even understand what the responsibility is. And even with that being said, it's folks that then laid up and had babies and may not have had coin to necessarily take care of them like they need to, but they still love their child and not going to be killing them because they cried. Bitch, who killed you when you cried? Clearly nobody, because you was here that day and that one day that you killed the other baby. So I'm trying to figure out where the fuck you learned that from. But this takes me back to what I've been saying. Again, y'all, I'm telling y'all, this is some demonic ass shit. This ain't normal shit that people think to do. I mean, How is that normal? Who thinks in their mind, this child is crying so much, I got to kill it? And then, bitch, even if you thought it, your ass is crazy. But further than that, you went and carried that shit out. I'm trying to understand that. Like, first of all, bitch, you crazy because you thought it. But then, bitch, you carried that shit out. Yes, we all as mothers have said, I'm going to whoop your ass, when they're a little bit older with all that damn crying. What the hell I tell you? We say little idle ass threats. But first of all, ain't no bitch going to be talking about, I'm going to kill you because you crying. But, like, yes, your kids may get on your nerves. You pay that shit and get over it, honey. Like, at one point, does love become more important than my nerves? Bitch, really? Like, I don't get it. And let me say this, and I've said this before. If a person has any type of mental issue or whatever, there is no shame in getting help. And, but I believe this bitch was just demonic. I just wanted to add that in there because I was talking to one of my loves, and she, and it wasn't to that extent at all, but when we were talking, it kind of made me think, I want to kind of talk about it a little bit. She was kind of saying, like after she had a baby, like she went through some shit. Like, she was, how you can have postpartum depression or whatever, but a lot of times in our community, we don't hear that. Either what, And I was just kind of sharing when I was like, girl, you weren't by yourself, honey, because I guess about 2 or 3 weeks or possibly even a month, I kind of went through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't, like, neglecting my babies or nothing, but I found myself crying and shit, and I was like, what the hell? Feeling hopeless as hell. Like, for no apparent reason. I had 2 beautiful children. I was blessed to make it through delivery. I had my family. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot to be thankful for. And even when I tried to force myself to be like, I got a lot to be thankful, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I clearly did not know, what the hell it was. Like, my mother had never discussed that with me. You know what I'm saying? That part, that may be one thing that she left out, and she probably didn't even have it. And so I decided that I would tell, my doctor when I went back for the, 6 weeks checkup or whatever. And he was like, you have, a little bit of postpartum depression, and explained it to me, and it just instantly clicked. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, it's going to get better. But if this and that and other come to your mind and you start thinking about this, immediately you need to try to see somebody, and he kept it all the way 100, was like, immediately you need to give your children, like, let your mother keep your children. And then you need to be riding your ass to the hospital some damn where, because clearly you ain't together. He didn't say it like that, but that was the gist of it. Luckily, mine didn't go that far. It was just me kind of crying and shit. And, I was just like, what the hell I'm crying for? I went through that. And she was saying that she went through something too, and was like, I didn't know what the hell was, going on. And things like that can happen. But what got me in this, because even though I had that, and y'all know clearly my babies are 23, even after I discussed it with my doctor or whatever, it was like I didn't go out of my way to discuss with my my cousins who may have been pregnant, friends of mine who may have gotten pregnant. I didn't even discuss that, and I should have. And I do believe that each one should teach one. It is what it is. I really do. And, and I said, well, I never shared that until me and her, when she kind of said it, and then I said it back to her, and I thought, well, that was my foul, because I really should have shared that with, some other people. It wasn't that I was ashamed, because once I found out what it was, I wasn't ashamed, and if I needed to go further and get some help, I was going to get that, because, you know what I'm saying, because I love my children, and I want to be back to myself. Anywho, I just thought I would kind of throw that in there and just, throw that out there, that, and for any of my loves that might be just had their first baby or whatever, and you feeling that kind of way in that, separation, anxiety, from not being pregnant anymore, whatever, there's no shame in that. Like, really discuss that with your doctor and seek some help. Ain't no shame in that. None whatsoever. You know. And with that being said, I just got to ask this question, like ladies who've had children or whatever, or even men that watch me who they wives that went through this, have, can y'all relate to what I'm saying? Anywho, now back to this crazy bitch. I just, side note. So, yeah, I don't believe that was her issue. I believe she's a demon. I just believe she was demon filled, honey, because you just don't, how do you physically, like, kill your child? How do you, I don't want to know, and I wish a motherfucker would leave that shit below. But I'm just merely saying, how the fuck how do you draw your shit back and beat your child until they die? Like, I can't. Because, see, 90% of parents can't even imagine their children being hurt by anything else, you know what I'm saying? Let alone them doing it. I'm just not here for it. I say, y'all, and I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it whether folks like it or not, honey, it's a whole bunch of demonic ass shit going on. I'm serious, y'all. And I'm not being fanatical or whatever. I'm saying, y'all, we have to keep our eyes on the Lord or whatever. And I know some will say, well, you just got through cut. Yes, I did. And I pray that he will forgive me. I did. For the person who's going to email me and correct me on all of that, I did. And I pray God forgive me. But I'm saying for real, y'all, just kind of take notice. This is not normal shit. And I will tell y'all, I've said it before, protect yourself, watch your children. Another thing, if you feel like something's going on with you, like mentally or whatever, there is no shame in getting help. Like, really. And I'm keep saying help because I know at least 50 emails will come and say, well, this person probably was schizophrenic with this and that and other and all the other terms and things. And that's all fine. It's not fine, but okay, I understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is the first sign that you don't feel okay, see about that shit. See about that shit. I shouldn't be some motherfucking where trying to get a sandwich or a Coke or whatever and bitch you snap and go the fuck off and want to shoot the shit up because you didn't, get your signs together or whatever. You didn't try to seek no help or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I am not going to play the, but she just can't help it. She's schizophrenic. Every now and again she'll want to cut your face off. But get over that, okay? But is she getting help for that, honey? You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me to bend and be a certain kind of way and, Miss Honey Cabbage has not even tried to get herself some help or whatever. Or her family or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I understand that these things are out there, and let me raise my hand and say that I have a few, have had a few family members, and I say have had because they're deceased, that, had schizophrenia and other things. So my family is not fucking exempt at all. At all. Let me say that, So I'm just saying, though, but does that mean that I just have to be like, okay, and accept that shit? Or better yet, this motherfucker crazy as hell running up on me. Yeah, I know your ass is crazy, but that don't mean I'm gonna cut you any less if you try to do something to me. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, y'all, I'm gonna leave this damn story below. Y'all check this. It ain't even a matter of check this shit out. Just this bitch, this funky bitch. What am I gonna say? Murderous ass bitch. No good ass nothing piece of garbage. And I ain't gonna say nothing different, and I really don't give a fuck if don't nobody like what the fuck I say. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. And nothing on my face right now says she gives a fuck. This means I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? The who gives a fuck movement. That's who. The fact, like, my face does that instantly. The hand. Like, for real. Miss me with that. So I'm going to leave it below. And also, y'all, for those who are on my Facebook, did y'all see that video that I posted was on World Star Hip Hop? The man who went to go get the pop out of the cooler And like when he touched it, he instantly started going into some shit and like he was demonic or some shit like that. Yeah, yeah. Tell me ain't no demonic ass shit going on. I know it is. Anywho, y'all, I'm gonna put the link below. I'm out of here. I don't want to add what else I want to talk about. You know, I'm gonna go out and come back in and all of that. So I'll be back. Much love.